Dewalt DGD780 twin flex volt. Dead. Not even the light working. The board doesn't look too bad. The motor looks good. Not much room on here. That's better. Get a better look at it now. There's no black spots in it. Nah, there it is there, look. Down on the MOSFET. Blown MOSFET. That whole controller's gone. So that's a whole new motor. That whole grip assembly. See, that didn't go too bad for the year of it, 2017. These can go through a motor a year, to be quite honest, if they're really abused. So it's done right for 2017. It's got nearly 6 years out of it. One new motor. One complete unit. Just needs to be bolted on, wired on. Everybody has these Dewalt saws, the 254 volts, 12-inch Dewalt, the 780s. This battery adapter, mains power, don't be using it. That's what blows the motor every time. Very little record of boys actually destroying the motor of the batteries. It's always on the adapter. What an old motor. One new motor. Not so bad. Sweet. I want that. I want that. That's her. One Dewalt DGD780 Type 20. One new motor, good as new. If you have one of these saws, be warned, they do not last forever. They're not like a corded machine. Great if you need a cordless 12-inch saw. The best one you're going to buy is the Dewalt one, but only get them if you actually need a cordless. Like if you only just get them because you think it's cool, it's only going to last a couple of years, lads. On the 54-volt batteries, runs no problem, seems to be getting the best life out of them. But once you start using the adapter onto the 110 box or onto the outlet, this is where the problems start. Most of the failures are through that there. All the other failures, dust packing out the motor. If you're cutting a lot of MDF, make sure you're blowing it out every once in a while, because that dust is going to jam up the motor. Motors will struggle, take too many amps, cook the board. Whole thing is wet timber. If you're cutting wet stuff, that moist timber is getting up inside. Moisture is getting inside this motor. This is a brushless motor. It is basically a computer driving this thing. As you can imagine, all them electronic components, they may be potted on, but if they're sitting in moisture, it's eventually going to seep in and short something out. Only takes one thing to short that whole motor out. Once it shorts and blows a component, you're replacing the entire thing. So fair warned, keep her blowing out. Don't be using her in the wet or on wet timber, and don't be using the adapter. Apart from that, they're a decent saw. Actually quite good for a 12-inch cordless saw. They are good in that regard. They do go 3 motors. Some boys have had them from 2017. Still running no problem. Other boys are on their 3rd motor. So watch the wet timber, keep them dry, keep them blowing out, and don't use the adapter. Because the saw itself to buy, body only without batteries or chargers, €1,000 to replace the saw. And you're paying $570 a time to replace the motor. That's what that job costs here, 570 quid. Cheaper than buying a new saw, but sure as hell isn't a cheap repair. If you like this kind of content, lads, hit like and subscribe. Cheers.